The Carboniferous Period, a chapter in Earth's history spanning from 359 to 299 million years ago, presents a world almost alien to our own. This era was characterized by a dense, humid atmosphere, with oxygen levels soaring to as high as 35%, a stark contrast to the 21% we breathe today. This oxy-rich environment fueled the evolution of gigantism, particularly among the group that includes insects, spiders, and crustaceans. Vast, swampy forests dominated the landscape, their towering scale trees and colossal ferns creating a dense, labyrinthine world teeming with life. In this prehistoric greenhouse, the air itself became a new frontier, a three-dimensional arena where the first great evolutionary arms race for aerial dominance was about to unfold. The skies, once empty and silent, were now buzzing with the sound of newly evolved wings, heralding the dawn of flight. It was an age of pioneers, where creatures took to the air for the first time, not with the grace of modern birds, but with the raw, untamed power of evolutionary novelty. This period laid the groundwork for all future aerial ecosystems, a grand experiment in atmospheric conquest. Among the most astonishing inhabitants of these carboniferous skies was the Meganeura, often referred to as the Giant Dragonfly. However, this common name is slightly misleading. While it belonged to a group of insects called Meganeura, or Griffin Flies, which are related to modern dragonflies and damselflies, Meganeura was a distinct lineage. It was a true titan of the insect world, an apex predator of its time, with a wingspan that could stretch up to 75 centimeters, or about 2.5 feet. It was the largest known flying insect to have ever existed. Its full intricately veined, membranous wings beat with formidable power, propelling its long, slender body through the dense, oxygen-laden air. Meganeura possessed enormous, multifaceted compound eyes, granting it a nearly 360-degree field of vision, a crucial tool for both hunting and evading danger. Its powerful, spiny legs were perfectly adapted for snatching prey in midair, forming a basket-like trap to ensnare smaller insects, and perhaps even small amphibians that strayed into its path. For millions of years, the Meganeura reigned supreme, a swift and efficient hunter, the undisputed king of the carboniferous skies. It was a marvel of evolution, a testament to the incredible possibilities that the unique atmospheric conditions of the period allowed. Its presence filled the air with a sense of both wonder and menace, a shimmering, deadly jewel in the crown of a primeval world. However, the reign of the giant insects was not to last forever. As the Permian period dawned, following the Carboniferous, the world began to change. The climate grew drier, the vast swamp forests receded, and crucially, oxygen levels started a gradual decline. This environmental shift posed a significant challenge to the respiratory systems of giant arthropods, which relied on a network of simple tubes called trachea to deliver oxygen directly to their tissue. Lowered oxygen concentrations meant this passive system became less efficient, placing a natural limit on their maximum size. But a more direct and formidable challenge was emerging from a different branch of the evolutionary tree. A new kind of flyer was taking to the skies, one that would fundamentally and permanently alter the dynamics of aerial life. These were not insects, but reptiles. They were the pterosaurs, the first vertebrates to achieve true powered flight. Their arrival marked the beginning of a new dynasty in the air, a dynasty that would last for over 150 million years. The skies were no longer the exclusive domain of the insects. They were about to become a shared and fiercely contested battlefield. The skies are the second battlefield. Let us now see if the giant dragonfly, a relic from a bygone era, can avoid and counter the attack of the pterosaur, the new master of the air. Our scenario pits a late surviving Meganeura against an early, relatively small pterosaur, perhaps a species like Prehistoric from the late Triassic period, a time when these two distinct evolutionary lines might have crossed paths. Imagine a vast, humid floodplain fringed by thickets of cycads and tree ferns. A lone Meganeura, its iridescent wings catching the light, patrols its territory above a slow-moving river. It is a seasoned hunter, its senses honed by millions of years of evolutionary perfection. It hovers, then darts forward with incredible speed, its compound eyes tracking the erratic flight of a smaller insect. The hunt is swift, a blur of motion as its spiny legs close around its victim. The Meganeura is in its element, confident and dominant in the aerial space it has known for generations. It is a perfect predator, a living fossil that has seen continents shift and climates change. But it has never encountered a predator like the one now silently gliding high above. The pterosaur, a creature of bone and sinew rather than chitin, represents a revolutionary leap in aerial design. Its wings are not made of insect membrane, but are formed by a vast sheet of skin, muscle, and fibrous tissue. Stretching from a dramatically elongated fourth finger all the way to its hind limbs. This structure, more akin to a bat's wing than a bird's, allows for a different kind of flight, one capable of both powerful flapping and long, efficient glides. Unlike the Meganeura, which relies on a more primitive respiratory system, the pterosaur possesses lungs, a far more efficient method for extracting oxygen from the air, allowing it to sustain powered flight for longer periods and at higher altitudes, even as atmospheric oxygen levels waned. Its brain is more complex, with enlarged optic lobes for superior visual processing and a well-developed cerebellum for fine motor control and balance. This is not just a bigger flyer, it is a smarter, more adaptable one. From its high vantage point, the pterosaur scans the area below. Its eyesight is sharp, its brain wired to detect movement. It spots the glint of the Meganeura's wings against the dark water of the river. To the pterosaur, the giant insect is not a rival king. It is simply a large, protein-rich meal. The attack begins. The pterosaur folds its wings slightly, entering a steep, controlled dive. It plummets from the sky, a silent, reptilian missile. The Meganeura, busy consuming its catch, is initially unaware of the impending danger from above. Its massive compound eyes are excellent at detecting horizontal movement across a wide field, but they are less adapted for spotting a threat diving directly from the vertical axis, a blind spot in its otherwise superb visual defense system. Only at the last moment does a flicker of shadow or the rush of displaced air alert the grip. Its ancient instincts scream danger. The Meganeura reacts with the explosive speed that has kept its lineage alive for eons. It jettisons its meal and executes a sharp 90-degree turn, its four wings beating asynchronously, to perform a maneuver of incredible agility. The duel has begun. The pterosaur, overshooting its target, is forced to pull up, its large wings catching the air, to arrest its dive and regain altitude. This momentary loss of momentum is the Meganeura's chance. The giant insect does not flee in a straight line. It employs the erratic, unpredictable flight patterns that make modern dragonflies so difficult to catch. It zigs and zags, rises and falls, using its superior maneuverability in close quarters to its advantage. The pterosaur, with its larger wingspan and different flight mechanics, is less agile. It cannot turn as sharply or change direction as instantaneously as the four-winged insect. The chase becomes a breathtaking display of contrasting flight styles. The Meganeura is a master of rapid acceleration and tight turns, a fighter jet designed for dogfighting in a cluttered environment. The pterosaur is more like a glider or a modern interceptor, built for speed and efficiency over long distances, but less nimble in a confined space. It struggles to track the insect's chaotic movements, its larger turning radius putting it at a disadvantage. For a few frantic moments, it seems the ancient champion might just outwit the newcomer. The Meganeura uses the terrain, diving low over the water and weaving through the dense ferns at the river's edge, forcing the pterosaur to be cautious of its large, fragile wing membranes. However, the pterosaur has other advantages: stamina and intelligence. Its advanced respiratory and metabolic systems allow it to sustain the chase far longer than the insect. The Meganeura's bursts of speed are powerful but energetically costly. The pterosaur, on the other hand, can patiently shadow its prey, using its ability to glide to conserve energy while waiting for the perfect moment to strike again. It ascends once more, climbing above the Meganeura, re-establishing its positional advantage. It is not just reacting, it is strategizing. It observes the insect's flight pattern, learning its rhythm, anticipating its next move. It understands that a direct, turning fight is not to its advantage. Instead, it will use its superior speed in a dive and its greater endurance. After a few more passes, the Meganeura begins to tire. Its wing beats, once a blur of power, become slightly less frequent. The Pterosaur sees its opportunity. It initiates another steep dive, but this time it adjusts its trajectory, not aiming for where the insect is, but for where it will be. It calculates the intercept point. The Meganeura attempts another evasive turn, but its reactions are a fraction of a second slower. This time, there is no escape. The Pterosaur's long, pointed beak, filled with sharp, needle-like teeth, closes around the Meganeura's thorax. The crunch of the insect's exoskeleton is sharp and final. The ancient king of the skies has fallen. The Pterosaur, with its prize held firmly in its jaws, flaps its great leathery wings and climbs towards the safety of a high cliff to enjoy its meal, leaving the Carboniferous skies behind and heralding a new era of vertebrate dominion over the air. The duel is over, and with it, a symbolic passing of the torch. The age of giant insects had come to a definitive end, making way for the long and spectacular reign of the flying reptiles.